Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. What's good? I just want to come on here and do a little quick live stream. Just something on my mind. I was going to do a video, but I said, man, let me just fire up a quick live from the hip on my phone. Yeah, I'm millennial commentator, Brother Moshe, whatever. But it's not about that. I just want to talk about scalpers. I don't know if many of y'all heard the term before, scalpers. I'm sure many of y'all did heard the term scalpers. Like when it comes to limited items or certain items that's on the market. You know, I just want to talk about these daggone scalpers, man, how they upset me. They just a nuisance. Recently they had a One Piece has been collaborating with Popeyes. They got the Luffy Bento Box meal, and it has some collectible bento boxes. You know, some Popeyes collectible bento boxes. Now, for y'all don't know what a bento box is, it's a Japanese style lunchbox. That's what a bento box is. It's like a Japanese lunchbox. And Popeyes released like some special edition Luffy bento boxes, like only I think at 6 locations or 5 locations of Popeyes. And they started selling them on their website. Y'all know them bento boxes sold out. They started selling them on a website April 15th. Now today is the 16th, 17th, I think. But yeah, they sold out of the bento boxes. And I guarantee you a lot of scalpers brought probably about 5, 10 of them, and they're gonna go on eBay and sell them for quadruple the price. I saw an article on the internet. They had some scalpers. They selling these Luffy bento boxes on eBay for like $500. One guy auctioned it off, and people was betting up to $1,000 on it. These scalpers are pathetic, man. I think they need to pass a law against scalpers. These websites, they need to make a limit of purchase. You might if y'all know, y'all just gonna make a lot of bento boxes. Y'all should have made one purchase per customer. But no, y'all let these damn scalpers buy like 5, 10. I guarantee you some of these scalpers, they brought about 5 or 10 of these bento boxes, and they gonna go on eBay or other third-party websites, and they gonna sell them for quadruple the price, man. These scalpers are pathetic losers, man. Let me tell you something. These scalpers, the majority of them, they probably grown men. Yeah, most of them are grown men. Most of them are grown men. These scalpers are losers in society, man. They got nothing going on in their life, so they figure they mad at the world, so they got a little money. Now, that's one thing about scalpers. They got a lot of money, and they don't realize they selfish. They some selfish pricks. You know, how many people want to get a bento box? Now they ain't gonna have a chance to get a Luffy bento box on a Popeyes website because you can't go to your local Popeyes and get it. Now they gonna have the meal. They got the Luffy meal over there. All it is just 2 pieces of chicken, a chopper cupcake, a 1-piece flavored lemonade or something like that. But yeah, it's pathetic, man. These scalpers, they went to the website, the Popeyes website, and brought all these bento boxes, and they gonna go on eBay or Amazon or any other third-party website, and they gonna sell them for quadruple the price. That's what scalpers do. They do it to any kind of item. They even do that with Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I mean, they'll buy, like if it's a certain limit item, they'll buy like action figure. It don't matter what it is. You know, you probably ran into a few scalpers in person. Say if you're going buy action figure for your child around the holiday season or their birthday, it don't matter. You're gonna have one of these random scalpers, they're gonna be buying the same figure about 5, 10. You gotta realize there's other customers in the store too, buffoons. These buffoons don't realize that. There's other customers in the store, you know. But yeah, it's sad though. It's sad, and I don't know if they gonna make any more Luffy bento boxes or not. Well, this YouTube stuff is weird. I had 45 people up in here watching. Now I'm down to 5. This is just show you how YouTube be playing with the views and stuff, you know. But yeah, that's crazy though. I guarantee you the majority of those people that brought them bento boxes on the Popeyes website, they scalpers. Now, you probably had some legit fans. Now, you know what's sad? The true One Piece fans ain't gonna be able to get one because of these scalpers and tourist fans. I can't stand these scalpers and these tourist fans, you know. And I guarantee you the majority of them scalpers that brought them bento boxes, they lose. They not even real One Piece fans. They want to buy those bento boxes for selfish means to take advantage of the true One Piece fans that wanted to get a bento box. You know, they pathetic, man. I'm telling you, these scalpers are pathetic. They got nothing going on. They losers in real life. You know, yeah, they may got a lot of money, but you know, money gonna make you you can't unlose a loser with money. You could have all the money in the world and still be a loser, and you could have no money and be a winner. You know, but people don't think like that though. But yeah, these scalpers, man, they pathetic. They some pathetic losers. And I bet you they got people on all over Reddit ranting about it, probably saying how them scalpers lose over a piece of plastic, a plastic bento box. And I don't know if Popeye's going. I'm sure some fans are upset. I'm sure some fans might go online and rant about it, or they might go on certain forums and rant about it. But yeah, that's crazy. But this been going on for years though with these scalpers. You know, I remember like during the toy collector era. You know, like I want to say like in the 2010s, you know, you had the toy collecting games like Skylanders. You had Disney Infinity, you know, the little toy collector video games. You had that era. And you had scalpers buying certain figures like Skylanders, like the rarest type Skylanders, and they go online and sell them for quadruple the price. Triple, quadruple, doesn't matter. What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? Lost the truth. Welcome, Devon. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, man, these damn scalpers, man, they're a nuisance. They tick me off. You know, because I thought about was gonna get me a Luffy Bento box on a Popeyes website because I'm a One Piece fan. I've been a One Piece fan, you know, since it was came out in anime, you know. But these damn tourist fans, these non-fans, these tourists, now they got a new term for them. They call them LARPers. I just call them hipsters or false flaggers. That's what the youngsters call them, LARPers. LARPers, I think. A poser. Just say poser, man. Back in the day, we call them posers, you know, or false flaggers, you know. And I guarantee you, the majority of them scalpers, they brought about 5 of those bento boxes, probably brought 10 of them, and they going to probably keep a few for themselves. And they're going to take the rest of them and sell them for like $300 for a piece of plastic, man. For a piece of a bento box. And I think on the website, they were selling them like for 22 something. You know? Yeah. That's crazy though. That is crazy. But yeah, they do that for all type of limited items though. When there's a limited edition. They probably do that with shoes too. Because that's one thing. I gotta give it to these damn scalpers. A lot of them ain't broke. They got money. They got money. I give them that. But they still losers. In my opinion, they still some damn losers. Because they selfish. They some selfish losers. They don't think about other people. And they have no mercy. You know, they'll buy up all these, say like, they'll go to the local Target or Walmart, buy all the Transformers figures, and go to their personal eBay store and sell them for triple or quadruple the price, higher than what you could buy from Walmart or Target. These selfish bastards. That's what they are. They some selfish bastards. These losers. Straight up losers. Or you brought you some figures, that's what's up. You got what you see. I brought Charlotte and Giblets from Dragon Ball Fighters. I brought Ichigo Bankai, Mode Vegeta Ultra Eagle. Or you got some custom figures. Yusuke Urameshi. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out if you post it on your own feed. I'm gonna have to look out for it. But yeah, man, these scalpers, man, they losers. Because I went to the Popeyes website, it say sold out. It sold out in the first day. They released them on a website on the 15th of April. And they sold out just like that. Just like that. I mean, like, that gotta be scalpers and tourist fans. You probably had a few One Piece fans brought them bento boxes, but I guarantee you, the majority of them people that purchased those bento boxes, they some damn scalpers. And they gonna go on eBay. I bet you if you go on eBay and type in the Popeyes Luffy Bento Box, you're gonna see buyers, sellers on there selling it for like $100, $200. That's wrong, man. eBay need to cut down on that. They need to ban scalpers. They need to say, look, if you're gonna sell this item on our website, you sell it at the right retail price. Stop trying to take advantage of people that's desperate. That's what these scalpers do. They take advantage of people that's desperate, and they don't care. They, like I say, they don't care because they some selfish losers. They losers in society. You know, they probably could have got picked on. They probably wasn't picked on the basketball team. You know, they probably wasn't athletic. You know, they probably got their head dunked in a toilet by the jocks in high school. And, you know, they got their education up. You know, they got a good job. They making good money. And they figure, how I'm going to get back in society? I'm gonna be a scalper. I'm going to buy limited items. Even though I'm not a fan of certain things, I'm going to buy something that's on high demand and take advantage of society and take advantage of the desperate of society and sell them for higher prices. And that's what these scalpers do. That's how a scalper is made. Or, you know, that's how a scalper is made. You know, this been going on for years, even since when I was a child. You know, when something is high on demand, you're gonna always have those scalpers out there taking advantage of people. Man, think about how many families these scalpers robbing, man, on the holiday season, man. You know, or and it don't have to have nothing to do with the holiday. It could just be something that's coming out limited edition or. And I hate limited edition stuff, to be honest, because speaking of limited edition, that's one of my biggest gripe about Display. I don't know if y'all ever heard of the website Display that sell metal posters. They sell some decent looking metal posters. I brought a few Displays. As a matter of fact, I ordered a special, ultra special edition Display. I'm gonna have to hang it up on my wall. You know, I should do an unboxing of it, because it's still in the package. I should do an unboxing. But yeah, Display, you know, what I don't like about Display, man, them limited editions, and like once they sell out, they don't re-release them. They know they got the power to reprint those Displays that's sold out in a limited edition, but they choose not to do that because that's how they keep their hustle going. You know, they be like only 1,000 copies available, or the ultra limited edition is just like 500 copies available. You have scalpers on that site too. Display buying, like if it's a limited edition Display, you have some scalpers buy about 10 of them. I mean, like I say, these scalpers got money. They may be losers, but these mofos got money. They got money. I'm telling you, they got money. You know, most scalpers ain't broke. That's why I'll give them that. Most scalpers ain't broke. They got their shit together, but they still losers though. I don't care if they got their shit together. They got their money up. They still losers because they being some selfish pricks. They ain't thinking about others. You know, they only thinking about what they could gain out of taking advantage of desperate people. You know, and I'm going to stand on that. I stand on that. I don't give a damn what they think. I stand on that. I can't stand scalpers. I think they losers. They pathetic. You know, they scumbags. Like if you want to, I could see if you could buy two things. Now, if you want to, like for them bento boxes, yeah, you could buy one for yourself and buy another one, and then if you want to sell it. But if you buying multiple, like if you buying over 4, 5, 6, 7, you crossing the line. It's bad enough. And you see, another thing, that's one thing I didn't like. Popeyes didn't say how many bento boxes they actually made or how many they have available. And I don't know if they're gonna make any more. I doubt it, because it was a I guess limited edition item. Now you still could go to your Popeyes and get the Luffy meal. Like I said, he's just 2 pieces of chicken, a chopper cupcake, some type of 1-piece drink. But the bento boxes, the collectible bento boxes, you ain't gonna be able to go to your local Popeyes in person and get it. Only they had like I think 5 or 6 locations around the country, but they released it on the website, but they were sold out the same day. I'm like, goddamn scalpers. Yo, I noticed that. One Piece is very popular. You know, it's a very popular manga / anime. For them to collaborate with a Popeyes like that, a chicken restaurant, Popeyes Louisiana chicken. And don't get me started, you got these influencers. They claim to be, most influencers, they LARPers. They not true fans. Most influencers, they take advantage of a fan base just to jump on a bandwagon and get clout from it. You know, I can't stand these influencers on social media claiming to be a fan of something, but they're really not. Just because you see somebody wearing an anime t-shirt, that don't mean they're a fan of anime. They're a false flag. I can't stand these LARPers. I can't stand this generation that does that. The younger generation is known for that shit. They'll wear, say like, for example, they'll wear AC/DC t-shirt, and these buffoons never even listen to an AC/DC song or album. I'm not a fan of Kiss. I'm not gonna wear no Kiss t-shirt fan. That's common sense. I don't own a Kiss album. I don't listen to their music. So why in the hell I'm gonna go to Walmart or Target and buy a Kiss t-shirt just to walk around, look cool, and see if I get stopped by a real Kiss fan and they question me, okay, what albums of Kiss you own? What's your favorite Kiss song? I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't listen to their music. And then they have every right to check my ass and say, then why you wearing a t-shirt then if you're not a fan? They have every right to roast my ass. I have every right to get roasted, get destroyed, get a verbal assassination by the true fans of Kiss for wearing something that they represent, because they see that as disrespect. And like I say, that's one thing I respect about the gangs and the motorcycle gangs. They don't play that shit. Even though I don't condone the acts of violence and criminal activity, but that's one thing I respect about the Bloods, the Crips, the Vice Lords, or any gang or any motorcycle gang. You can't wear certain colors or symbols that represent their organizations, because they're gonna check you on that shit. Like in the 1%er clubs, you can't just put a diamond on your motorcycle vest. You can't put, oh, I'm a badass, all certain colors. Man, you get checked by the 1%er clubs, and they make you take that vest off. And if you don't take that vest off, you're gonna get the stomp down of your life, and you'll be lucky to walk away with that. Because in some cases, they might want to shank you up. They take that shit seriously. They see that as a badge of honor. A lot of their brothers died for them colors. Same thing with the gangs. A lot of brothers in their gangs died for them colors. You know who Pericles is? Most shit. Yeah, that's Brawly Daddy. You talking about Brawly Daddy? You got a Pericles figure? I'm getting a custom King Vegeta and Pericles. Yeah, that's Brawly Daddy from Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. That's one thing. You getting them custom figures. They can't scalp. They can't. That's one thing. A scalper can't get that. A custom figure. They can't scalp a custom figure. Shit. Hey, I'm getting them custom made. That's what's up. But yeah, anyway, that's what scalpers do. They'll buy a certain item that's on high demand and go sell it on a third-party site or eBay or Amazon for quadruple the price. But yeah, man, how y'all day going so far? How y'all day going? I'm enjoying my off day. I went live on my gaming channel earlier. I was playing Elder Scrolls Online. I was playing that game. I found it. That's the first thing I did when I logged into Elder Scrolls Online. I completed that mission that was frustrating me yesterday. I figured out what I was doing wrong. I had to actually follow the instructions. I figured out what I was doing wrong. I had to actually follow the instructions. Instead of, I went and watched the video of that other buffoon that did the mission, trying to do the same crap he did, instead of me following the instructions. But I still say it was a dumb mission anyway. That's one thing about certain RPG games. You're going to have some idiotic missions like fetch quests, puzzle solving quests, and that's what I heard about it. I see Crimson Desert, man, coming back with a bang, it started off on a rocket start. Looked like a lot of people actually engaged in the game, Crimson Desert, But yeah, I was playing Elder Scrolls Online earlier. I'm having fun playing that. I've been had Elder Scrolls. I played it on PS4, I'm playing it on PS5. I just got back into Elder Scrolls Online because it's been years since I played Elder Scrolls Online. I'm talking about years, probably over 10 years since I played Elder Scrolls Online. And I just circled back into it this year in 2026. Some just ignited him, and man, let me go rebuild my Elder Scrolls flame up, Hopefully Bethesda give us Elder Scrolls 6, man. I find it ironic, at least we getting Grand Theft Auto 6. Why we can't get Elder Scrolls 6? What's going on with Bethesda, man? Y'all need to get y'all shit together, Bethesda. Y'all need to get y'all shit together, man. Skyrim been released since 2011, and we in 2026, man. We should have been held Elder Scrolls 6. Y'all announced that Elder Scrolls 6 in 2018, and we in 2026. Come on now, Bethesda, man. Y'all need to start developing Elder Scrolls 6, man. Give us Elder Scrolls 6, goddammit. You know, you can only mod, you know, you got a lot of people keep modding Skyrim. Yeah, Skyrim is a great game. It's a classic game. And I still stand on what I said about Skyrim. It's a game that's going to outlive all of us. You know, I'm sure like Skyrim was released in 2011. I'm sure the people that brought Skyrim in 2011, like if they was in their teens and 20s, I'm sure some of them, their children probably playing Skyrim now, 2026. Some of them probably got grandchildren playing. You probably got Skyrim families out there. You know, their father brought Skyrim in 2011. They got children. Their children all grown up. Now they children playing Skyrim today. Or they probably got grandchildren, some of them, up in how old they was. But yeah, give us Elder Scrolls 6, Bethesda, man. Come on now. I find, because that was the two biggest games people was ranting about taking too long to be released. Grand Theft Auto 6 and Elder Scrolls 6. But it seems like we're going to be getting Grand Theft Auto 6 this year. I'm going to be very pissed off if y'all make Elder Scrolls 6 exclusive for next generation consoles. You know, because they talking about PS6 might be releasing it, what, 2030 or 2027? They trying to really shoot for 2027. I hope not. I said a PS6 and a new Xbox should not come out till 2030. We in 2026. If not 2030, at least 2028. Give them 2028. At least 2028. Because you still could do so much with PlayStation 5 and the current Xbox. The Xbox Series X and S, whatever you call it. Because I don't own, I'm really too big not on Xbox. And I'm just grateful that Xbox pitch some of the exclusives on PS, PlayStation. I'm going to really be pissed off if y'all announce Elder Scrolls 6 and y'all still decide to make it exclusive for the Xbox. That's going to be y'all contradicting yourself, Microsoft. Because how the hell y'all going to make Elder Scrolls 6 Xbox exclusive when y'all pick one of y'all hard hitters on PlayStation, Halo? Y'all announced Halo coming to PlayStation. I never thought I would see that. Matter of fact, Gears of War. I got the new Gears of War remastered. I got to get back to playing that. Gears of War remastered. You know? Yeah. How are you is, Phil? You can't see me? Focus on the avatar. Focus on the red Martian warrior on the picture. That's what you see. You see the red Martian warrior from Mars. That's a red Martian. You see that? Just focus on my voice. Y'all don't have to see my face, you know. Just focus on the red Martian from Mars. That's a custom picture I made. Yep. But anyway, yeah, Elder Scrolls 6, man. I want Elder Scrolls 6. I don't want to be 50 years old when that game come out. Can you show yourself and say hi? Hit that cash out, and maybe I might do it. Drop me $100 in that cash app, and I'll do it. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. I'm just joking. I don't need your money, bro. You know, I'm just playing, man. I'm just in a jolly mood. But anyway, I don't want to be 50 years old, man, when Elder Scrolls 6 come. I'm going to be pissed off. I was joking to somebody about that, like, I think a few months ago. I said, man, if I be 50 years old when Elder Scrolls be released, I'm going to call Bethesda headquarters myself and cuss them out. I'm going to cuss them out. I was joking. I said, I'm going to call the headquarters of Bethesda Studios and cuss them out. Be like, y'all waited till I was 50 freaking years old to make Elder Scrolls 6. And now I'm about to be 70 when Elder Scrolls 7 come out. But yeah, man, like I said, the gaming industry, man, these days is letting people down. It's a big letdown with some of these AAA developers. You know, there's a lot of letdowns, man. I mean, they don't care about the fans, man. Like I was saying yesterday, they don't care about the fans. They don't care about the quality. They only care about the money, man. That's why you got a lot of DLC being released. It's all about a cash grab. You got these live service games, microtransactions. And speaking on I will never buy another WWE game. I refuse to give my money to WWE 2K They robbed it. All those versions they came out with. What they had, the Monday Night War. I think that's the expensive one. If you want to get all the content for the new WWE 2K6, whatever they call it, 2K26, you got to get the Monday Night War edition, which is almost damn near $200. I'll be like, y'all wrong for that. Triple H, you a son of a bitch. You big nose son of a bitch, Triple H, or anybody that's in y'all. Because back then, we didn't have to deal with that shit, man. When the old SmackDown games came out, you got everything on one game. You didn't have no DLCs. I'm talking about the original SmackDown games. Like I said, Here Comes the Pain was the best SmackDown game on PlayStation 2. Here Comes the Pain. Argument to this day. That was the best wrestling game I played. Here Comes the Pain. 2005. The original SmackDown. All the SmackDown games. Like all the original SmackDown games up to Here Comes the Pain. That was the best ones. But when they started making all that other stuff, like 2K and all that, and now it's all about the money and the cash grab. It's crazy. Yeah, but I'm not paying for no shit. If I advise somebody to get a wrestling game, wait till they get on sale. Wait till it's cheap. Cause because a few months down the line, they're gonna start announcing 2K27, WWE 2K27. It's crazy. But yeah, the whole Monday Night War edition is like, I think $150 on if you want to get that. They got the King of Kings version with Triple H on the cover. I think the original cover you got CM Punk on there. But like I said, man, I'm not spending money. Like I said, I don't even watch wrestling no more. Wrestling is so fell off, man. Now I watch some content creators that talk about what's going on in wrestling. Like they got New Wrestling World Order. Shout out to that brother. He be going in. He be calling out the bullshit that's going on in the WWE and all wrestling platforms. Very controversial channel, but what I like about the brother, he no filter. He say what the hell he want. He don't give a damn. He be cussing. He be saying some choice words. He just don't give a damn about YouTube. Yep. He just don't care. But yeah, like I said, I don't watch wrestling. It's been years since I watched wrestling. Like I said, I don't even know who's who if I was to turn on wrestling. Like I said, the way how Triple H running WWE, man, he's running it into the ground. They don't respect the black wrestlers. They don't do that. They just want to buck dance and jump and shive and do all that coonery bullshit. Yep. What's up, millennial commentator? Man, the U.S. feels like it's falling apart. I know, Sean. What's up, Sean Breezy? 23. What it do, Sean Breezy? 23? Yeah, man, the U.S. falling apart. You right about that, bro. Look what's going on. That's why you see a lot of people on social media. If you ever notice, they complaining. I won't really say it's complaining. I'm just saying they expressing concerns, man, about the financial situation, the job market, how things going up, and that is, things are going up. I hate shrinkflation. Because I don't know if you ever heard of them ice cream sandwiches called Fat Boys? It's an ice cream sandwich called Fat Boys. They some good ice cream sandwiches. Them things used to be big. Now they downsized to Fat Boys. You still get 12 in a pack, but they downsize them. That shrinkflation, bro. I hate shrinkflation. That really pisses me off, shrinkflation. With they downsize certain items and they raise the price. Like if it's like cookies, candy, chips, just like the bag of chips, there's nothing but air in there. You don't even get half a bag of chips. It's nothing but air up in there. Man, I remember when I was a child, they used to have the little, you used to be able to go to like the stand, like you had the stand, the drive-in stand where they sell like nachos, chips, soda and all that. Or you could have go to the gas station and get a bag of chips for 25 cents. And that bag of chips was full. The small bags. And this was when I was like a child, man. Like I was like in elementary school. Like for summertime, our grandmother would give us some money, give us $1, give my brother, my cousin $1, give us each $1. I kid you not. We could have bought like 4 bags of chips because they was 25 cents. Like you had the cans of soda water, it was 25 cents. We could have get us 2 bags of chips and 2 cans of soda water, or sometimes we get 4 bags of chips for $1. Not today. Not today. You can't get a small bag of chips. You ain't gonna even get nothing. It's crazy. Well, yeah, inflation. And inflation kicking in. Yeah, the U.S. is falling apart, man. This country is so divided, man. Like I tell people, don't talk about 3 things you don't discuss on the job: race, religion, and politics. That's the 3 taboos. The 3 taboos you don't discuss on the job or in public, to be honest. But man, on the job, if you don't want to lose your job early, don't discuss religion, race, or politics, because you never know who you're gonna offend. You offend the wrong person, man, they'll report you to HR, and next thing you know, they gonna try and get you fired. Because people petty like that, man. Some people ain't shit, man. Some people, man, they just got that negative energy, man. They just don't want to see the next human being thrive, man. Because they miserable in the inside. They some miserable scumbags. That's why I was ranting about these scalpers earlier, man. Because they some miserable scumbags buying all the One Piece bento boxes. They know damn well they not real One Piece fans. Probably never even watched a One Piece episode in their life or read a page out of a One Piece manga. But they know it's something popular and they just want to wear it just to wear it or buy it, you know. Straight up. Man, just drink some water. Throat kind of dry. Need another bottle of water. Give me another bottle of water. But yeah, I appreciate everybody for liking the stream, man. Like I said, I think a lot of people probably go live because, to be honest, it's easy to go live. Doing videos is more difficult, especially if you're a full-fledged content creator. A lot of content creators will say that. You know, the videos, what's hard about the videos it's not the upload, it's like editing them and all that. You know, you got to edit the videos, but I don't got time to do all that shit. Because you got a lot of channels on YouTube that got like over 100,000 subscribers, and they don't do thumbnails, they don't edit videos, they don't do nothing. You know, like for example, Big Wall the Genius. You know, Big Wall the Genius. He don't have no fancy thumbnails on all his videos. He just, the thumbnails he uses just him sitting in his truck or sitting at his desk at his house. You know, he don't do all that fancy stuff, and he got over 100K subscribers. That's why I said thumbnails are overrated. Because that's why I miss the old YouTube, man. I'm talking about before all this AI and content creation explode when everybody want to be a content. I'm talking about the old YouTube, man. Like 2007, 2010's YouTube. Because, man, most YouTubers, they didn't have fancy thumbnails. They just had, the thumbnails was just them probably taking a picture, or, you know, it was just them shooting from everyday life. They didn't have all these fancy thumbnails with titles in it and all that. Now everything is not original no more. All these content creators, they copy each other. Nothing is original no more on YouTube. Everything is the same. It's cookie cutter content, I call it. Cookie cutter content. Cookie cutter content. That's what it is. Nobody want to be authentic. Nobody just want to be original. Everybody just want to mock each other. Like I was ranting about that soundbite everybody using the fa soundbite. That shit is so annoying, like F-A-A-H, you know. I guess they really trying to say the F word, but they go fa. That shit is annoying when content creators use that soundbite. I'd be like, that's just let me know that the majority of these content creators, they not original. They all want to mock you. Just because it's a popular soundbite, that don't mean you have to use it in your soundbite if you got a soundboard. If I had a soundboard, I wouldn't even use that damn soundbite. I try and look for something, a soundbite that nobody using. That's what a person with logical sense would do. But no, everybody that's a big content creator that has a soundboard, they want to use that fa soundbite. Fa. That shit is annoying, man. God damn. And I mean, they using it like it's gold. As soon as it get played out, Nobody ain't gonna use it no more. Nobody ain't gonna use it. That's how you know everybody copy each other. They want to follow the same stupid trends and shit. Nobody want to be original. Nobody want to be their own man or woman when it comes to consecration. And I'm sure you have some smuck. Oh, you ain't a real content creator, millennial commentator. Why you getting on, man? I talk about the hell I want. Shit. Like I said, I ain't getting paid for it. I'm not monetized, so I'm gonna do what the hell I want. I'm gonna talk about what I want and what I think about the soundbite fire. I think it's annoying. It's an annoying soundbite. I think it's overused. People just using it to think that's gonna make their content look cool, you know, because they can't think for themselves. They can't go look for their own sound bites. They want to use the same sound bites. And I noticed that a lot of content creators, they use the same sound bites or talking points. And I don't blame Ringo for getting mad at Brainwaves because, Brainwaves was copying Ringo. And I don't blame Ringo for that, man. That's what, shit. Until this day, you got a lot of content creators, they trying to set up a studio like Ringo, that costs money, man. Everybody can't do that. I think everybody should be original, man. Be satisfied how you got your setup. Stop trying to copy the next man or woman, like I said. And you don't have to have a big studio to be successful as a content creator. I'm just saying, look at Big Ward. Big Ward don't got no soundbite, big fancy studio. He do most of his content in his car or truck. He be chilling in his truck, talking about, he talk about stuff. Some of the stuff may rub people the wrong way, but he don't care, And there's a lot of content creators, they do content in their car. And they getting a lot of views, they getting like 20,000 subs, 20 subs, and all that. And they don't use fancy thumbnails. The thumbnails just them sitting in their car, truck, or sitting outside somewhere, or walking on the sidewalk. I'm just saying. But to each his own. But there's a lot of work being a content creator. It's not for everybody, And it comes with a lot of stress too. Just think, because the bigger you get as a content creator, soon as you get 20,000 subscribers, people gonna be looking at you. You're gonna be well more watched, especially if you hit 100K. If you hit that 100K, you're gonna have people, have a lot of critics. And soon as you have a hiccup, when you have a hiccup, like if you do something controversial or get caught up in some drama, you're gonna have all these small content creators trying to get clout off your name. See, that's one of the biggest downfalls about being a big YouTuber. You're gonna have a lot of sleepless nights because everywhere you turn, especially if you don't have tough skin, you're gonna have, it's gonna cause you to get stressed out, man. You might start raising your blood pressure up because you've seen this content creator making a video about you, that content creator making a video about you. That's why I say that's one of the biggest downfalls of being a big YouTuber. But if you have tough skin, you just have to ignore them small channels, because you gotta see, oh man, they some vultures trying to eat off of my channel name to get clout, to build up their small channels. That's what you gotta see it as, But even if the bigger YouTubers see it that way, it still stresses them out, because man, like you got stuff going on in the comic book industry, between Blurred Without Fear and Comics Explained. That brother, man, Comics Explained, he said he taking a break from YouTube. I don't blame him. And then you got content creators talking about, oh, they ran him off of YouTube. But no, man, it's not that they ran him off of YouTube. Just because he decided to take a break from the drama, he don't want to be in that drama, man. But you got these YouTubers that's coming with the false narrative that he getting bullied or ran off of YouTube just to build up their small pathetic channels, Just because the man say he taking a break from YouTube, that doesn't mean he got ran off or bullied off. He might got other issues he dealing with in his life. That's why I say, man, it's crazy. Got drama in every sector of YouTube, man. That's why I say this social media stuff, man, it's just petty, It's just crazy. But yeah, just because he said he taking some time away from YouTube, you're going to have all these smaller channels, or even if they got 20,000, he might have about at least 10, 20. They still making videos about the man, talking, oh, yeah, he's getting ran off of YouTube. No, he don't want to get caught up in that drama and BS. He need to take a break. You know, and you know, a lot of YouTubers don't have the courage to do that because they already know how the algorithm is. You can't really take, if you're a big YouTuber and you part of the algorithm, you can't really take breaks like that because once you take even if you take a good breather, the algorithm is gonna kick you out. It's gonna kick you out the rotation. And it's gonna go on to the next person they want to promote, the algorithm. That's why I say, man, a lot of these content creators, man, these big YouTubers, they slaves to the algorithm, man. Algorithm is the digital pimp. The algorithm is the digital pimp. And they gotta stay on that digital track, making contents, man. They gotta stay on the track because once they leave the track, man, that algorithm pimp gonna look for the next harlot, man. The next harlot. Straight up. What's good, Malek Dome? What's good, bro? But yeah, that algorithm, man, that's what I see. They want to get on Comics Explained because I guess he got into it with Blurred Without Fear, man. Over some political stuff, man. That's why I say he should have never put political stuff in comic books, man. And he decided to take a break, and now you got these other small YouTube channels. They trying to say, oh, man, Comics Explained, they ran him off of YouTube. No, he taking a break, man. Ain't nothing wrong taking a break from YouTube, man. I think all content creators have a right to take a break from YouTube, man, or social media in general, because there's nothing but toxic bullshit on social media apps. Straight up, nothing but toxic bullshit. Toxic people, fake people, you know. Yeah, straight up. But yeah, I was on here ranting about these scalpers, man. You know what a scalper is, Malek Dome. You know what a scalper is, a person that buys something that's in high demand and go on eBay or Amazon or third-party websites and sell it for higher the price. You know, man, I went on a Popeyes website. They had no more Luffy Bento boxes. I'd be like, look at these buffoons, man. They sold out in the first day they put it on the website. I say, these conniving bastards. These conniving bastards. And these scalpers, I stand on what I said about these scalpers. Y'all some damn losers. And I'm probably had a few scalpers watching this stream. I'm probably going to have some people in the comment section saying, oh, yeah, if you're a scalper watching this stream, man, I'm calling you out. You're a damn loser if you brought all them on. You know you're doing something wrong. You're a selfish person. You're selfish. Like I said, if you got to say if you want to buy a certain limited item, you could buy one for yourself and buy another one. But if you start buying multiple, like 4, 5, 10 of them, and then you going on eBay and selling for higher the price that you paid for in the store, you're a pathetic ass loser. I remember when the Nintendo Wii first came out. This was like long time ago. This was like, about all probably, I'm talking about maybe 10, 15 years ago when the Nintendo Wii first came out. You had scalpers buying like 5 of them, going to Toys R Us and buying like 4, 5 of them, and they'll go sell them on eBay for for quadruple the price they paid for it, because there was very high demand when they first came out. You're gonna have that going on when the PlayStation 6 drop. Watch. But I think what they're gonna do, they're gonna have a one per customer. They're gonna do limit. That's one thing I respect. They're gonna do limits on a PlayStation 6. You ain't gonna be able to do that scalping bullshit when it comes to the PlayStation 6. Maybe in certain areas, but in most cases, it's going to be one system per customer. One PlayStation 6 per customer. And what I hope they don't do, they claiming that the PlayStation 6 is just going to be digital only. Ain't going to have no disc version. You know. They probably going to be just digital only. I don't know, but like I said, that's a milestone away, but you can still do much with PS5. But yeah, them damn scalpers, man, I'll never forget that when the Wii first came out, the Nintendo Wii. You had them buying them all, you had scalpers buying them up. That's what they do with PlayStation controllers, because they about to come out with their new golden PlayStation controller for the 007 game. First Light, I think it's called. That new 007 game that's coming out on PlayStation 5. 007 First Light. And they got like a gold control, a gold PlayStation. It's for Xbox. It's coming out for PlayStation and Xbox. And they coming out with some James Bond gold controls. They're not gonna be shining gold. It's just gonna be like gold paint color, you know. And you're gonna have scalpers buying that. They did that with them God of War controllers. When they made them 20th anniversary God of War controls, you probably had scalpers buy about maybe 3 of them, and they'll sell them other 2 for probably $200. Shit, you go on eBay right now on Amazon, you're gonna see some scalpers selling them God of War controllers for higher prices, probably for $200-300 for a PlayStation 5 controllers. Man, get out of here. Y'all scalper ass losers for a damn game controller. Like I say, these sorry ass losers. And like I say, most of these scalpers, they not broke. They not no broke bastards, man. They got money. You know, maybe they spending, some of them, they probably inherit some from their uncles or parents or whatever. Or some of these, and a lot of scalpers, and I'm gonna say a good percentage. No, let me rephrase that. Some of these scalpers, man, they rich. Some of these scalpers could be some spoiled brats. They some rich bastards, some of these scalpers. A small percentage of them. But I say like the majority of scalpers, they not broke. But a small percentage of them are rich. They some rich, selfish bastards. You know, and they take advantage of the society. They take advantage of desperate people in society. They'll buy up all the items, and some of the stores can't do nothing because they're a customer. See, like if a scalper go to Walmart and see if they got like some special edition Star Wars figures dropping, you know, he'll buy all them Darth Vader. See if they got like a 20th anniversary Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader figure. He'll buy all them Luke Skywalkers and Darth Vader figures, and Walmart won't tell him nothing because he's a customer or Target. Because they see that as sales. Now, say if he buying all them Darth Vader figures and Luke Skywalker figures, and another customer see him and attack him, that customer have a right to attack him and beat him up because he's doing a selfish act. Because other people gotta buy a figure too. He ain't the only Star Wars fan that's trying to collect them figures. I'm just saying. But you see, these scalpers, they don't think, you know. They do it with Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, man. I mean, it's crazy. They'll go buy up all them starter sets. You know how they sell like the collectible cards, the trading cards? They'll go to these stores and buy up they'll buy up all the starter sets. You know, and they'll probably sell some of the cards individually online for higher the price. Like I say, they losers, man. They losers. But yeah, like I said, I didn't want to be on here that long. But I just wanted to come on here and talk about that situation, you know, with the Popeyes. I don't know if I'm going to try the one-piece Luffy box. You know, I might try certain things because I think the pieces of chicken you get is a leg and a thigh. I don't really eat legs and thighs like that. I like the white meat. I like wings and breasts when it comes to fried chicken. I eat a leg. I eat the chicken legs, but thighs, that's the most piece of chicken I don't like the most. Thighs. Never did like thighs. I eat legs, but I like the wings. The pieces of chicken I like the most is the wings. You know. But yeah, thighs, I couldn't stand thighs. I remember in school, man, in elementary school, when they used to like serve fried chicken or baked chicken. I used to hate when they gave me a thigh. I used to hate that crap. Give me a wing or something, or the white meat. But you know when you was in a public food system, you had no choice. You know, because the way they set up the public food system is it's the prison and school pipeline. It's the school to prison pipeline. You know, yep. They don't even teach you nothing in the public food system. They don't teach you no real. They don't teach you no real life lessons. They don't teach you about finances. They don't teach you about like interest rates, how to have good credit and all. They just teach you like the basic stuff like add and subtraction, social studies, learn about the same fabricated history and bullshit. You know, they teach you the history they want to teach you. They don't teach you about, you know, what you really got to deal with out of school when you get out of school, you know, all the bullshit you got to deal with in life, you know. But yeah, I kind of wish Popeyes keep that flounder sandwich on the menu for the rest of the year, though. But they ain't gonna do that only for Lent, because I like that fish sandwich at Popeyes, that flounder sandwich. I think they probably took it off the menu because Lent over with now. It's almost about to be summertime. Yeah, about to be summertime, and graduation coming up. Like for any People in high school, May coming up. That's when they graduated in May. That's around the corner, man. It just seemed like the school year started, and they about to be out of school, um, again. You know, straight up. Yeah, that's what I tell young folks. I say when you get out of high school, them years go by fast. They do. They go by quick. But it seems like when you was a child in school, growing up as a child in school, it feel like the year when it took forever for the year to go by. For some strange reason, when you was in school as a child, it seemed like the school year took forever to go by in some cases. But when you get out of high school, them years just like that, they flying through like water, man, like nothing. Like nothing. We in 2026. Before you know it, we'll be in 2027, most high willing. Next thing you know, we'll be in 2030. There'll be a whole, you see, though, that's going to be a whole new decade. 2030, that's the start of a whole new decade. And the world going to be different, too. It's going to be a different setup in the world. You're going to have new technology, new ways of thinking, you know. Who knows? It might be the baby steps of the cyberpunk age. I think there will be a cyberpunk age, like the video game cyberpunk. You see how Gen Z into tattoos and piercing? Future generations, they're going to have body augmentations. They're going to start putting cybernetic parts in them, like in the game cyberpunk. Think about it. They got to tell what they do. They got to tell what they're going to do. They tell what they're going to do in the movies, the video games, and comic books. And just the movies they telling on themselves. They've been telling on themselves in the video games too. For example, Metal Gear Solid. We was being trolled by AI in Metal Gear Solid 2. This whole time we was being trolled by AI. We was introduced to AI technology in Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. Like towards the end of the game, you start getting trolled by AI program. I don't know if any one of y'all played the Metal Gear franchise. Good franchise, the Metal Gear Solid franchise. But yeah, Hideo Kojima, man, he was telling us some things in his games, man, way back then. Because, Metal Gear Solid, it came out on PlayStation 1, 1998. One of the best action tactical espionage games out there on PlayStation. Like I say, 1998, man, that was a solid year for PlayStation 1. That was a good year, 1998. But yeah, and like I said, we're in 2026. And 2030, that's the start of a new decade. That's around the corner too. It may seem like it's a far-fetched, it's like about 4 or 5 years away. But before you know it, we're gonna be there. Most high willing, we're gonna get there quick. Most high willing. And you just think 2030, that's the start of a new decade. Like I said, it's gonna be new technology. I think AI gonna be very superior by then in 2030. That's just my opinion. Don't quote me on none of this shit, because I'm not a prophet. I'm not a foreseer. I'm not none of that shit. I'm just an average brother, that's sharing his thoughts on this damn platform. I'm not no damn prophet. That's one thing about me. I don't be quick to pit these damn titles on. Don't call me no prophet, none of that. Like some of these clowns on YouTube calling themselves a prophet or prophetess. You got some of these brothers and sisters got prophet on their name, all prophetess. Y'all need to go sit the hell down. How y'all some damn prophets and prophetess, but y'all still gotta pay taxes like the rest of us. Y'all ain't nothing special. Y'all don't got no supernatural bits. Y'all don't got no magic powers, none of that shit. Y'all shit still smell like shit, like the next man or woman. I'm just keeping it a buck. Y'all still gotta wash y'all ass. Y'all still gotta brush y'all funky mouth when y'all wake up in the morning. So ain't nothing special about y'all motherfuckers calling yourself a prophet or a prophetess. Or you talk about, oh, God spoke to me this morning. Well, God just spoke to you. Who the fuck you is? God spoke to you. You a shitty ass human like me and anybody else in this damn platform and world. Real talk. Talk about, oh, God told me this. God revealed. No, God didn't reveal nothing to you. All this religious bullshit on here. How you sound, oh, God told me this morning, God spoke, but you cursing out somebody yesterday, talking about them like a dog. Then you go get on this platform talking about, oh, God spoke to me, God told me this, God, no, that's your head. That's your own self speaking. That's your ego speaking to your ego. Real talk. But yeah, 2030 gonna be a whole new setup. It's gonna be a whole new setup, in my opinion. It's gonna be new technology. You know, who knows? That might be the decade they introduce new phone technology, holographic. You might be able to talk to your loved ones in a holographic form, like in Star Wars. And they think, I'm just saying, because I think they got the technology out already. They do. The higher ups in the government, they probably using it, but they keeping it under wraps. They got the technology, because you gotta always think before, like when the first iPhone came out, they probably had the iPhone 5 already. The higher ups and the elites. You see what they got? What's the current iPhone? What the iPhone? What 14? I think that's the current iPhone. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's the iPhone 16 or 14. I don't know, but they got the iPhone 20. The higher ups, the elite, they probably got the iPhone 20 and a Samsung S30. Because right now for Samsung, it's the S26. That's the new Galaxy, the Samsung Galaxy S26. Shit, the higher ups, they probably got the damn S31, the Samsung Galaxy S31 Ultra, Mega Ultra, not Ultra, Mega Ultra, not Ultra, because you know you got the Samsung, you got like for the Samsung phones, you got the S series, you got like the S26, the S26 Plus, and then you got the Ultra. Because I got an S23 Ultra, that's the phone I got. So when I upgrade my phone, I'm gonna get me another Samsung Ultra. Because I like Samsung. I roll with Samsung. I roll with Android. I don't care for iPhones. I don't. The only thing I ever owned for Apple was the iPod. But MP3 players, they obsolete. We don't need that no more, because you could download the music apps on your phone. But yeah, I don't really rock with iPhones like that. I rather Samsung, Team Samsung, man. You know, and I feel sorry for men that deal with women, man, because you got some women, not all of them, you got some women that pressure their men to switch from Samsung to iPhone. Because I guess iPhone got certain features, you know, that Samsung don't have. But man, no, man, don't dictate. And she'll give that man an ultimatum too. Be like, oh, if you don't want to get your iPhone, I'm gonna just leave you. Well, bye. You know, bye. Shit, you wasn't for me. If you don't want me, if you don't want me to keep Samsung and switch to iPhone, and you threaten to leave me, oh well, you wasn't for me. That's what most men gotta realize. Shit, you know, that's just how I roll, man. Once I'm loyal to something, man, like once I'm loyal to a certain brand, I want to stay loyal to that brand for good, man. That's the Tokugawa mindset I got. I got that samurai mindset, that stubborn Japanese mindset. Even though I'm not Japanese, I get inspired by that shit because I grew up watching that type of shit, like samurai stuff, anime, you know, like the Shoguns and all that, man. That's how I feel about Samsung. I want to be loyal to Samsung. When it comes to certain Samsung products, I want to be loyal to that shit. You know, now all the brands I don't get is Samsung. I'm not gonna buy everything Samsung, but when it comes to certain things like the phones, I like the Samsung Galaxy. I like the setup of the Galaxy. I like how it's operate. And I'm sure I could get used to an iPhone, but if I was to switch to iPhone, I feel like I'm out of my element, man. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I'm out of my element. I feel like a Viltrumite that lost his powers or something. if I lose Samsung and get an iPhone, I feel like a Viltrumite from the show Invincible. I feel like I'm a Viltrumite that got stripped of my Viltrumite powers. Yeah. But that's just my thoughts about it, though. But like I said, a phone is a phone, you know, because you got the Google phones, you got Samsung. But that's the big rivals right there, though. Apple and Samsung. And now Google trying to get in the phone game. I don't need a Google phone. I think Google need to stay where Google at, like when it comes to search engine. That's their game, being a search engine, Google. Now they want phones. I'm surprised Disney not trying to get in the phone game. Let me shut up, millennial commentator, shut up, because you never know who watching. It could be an age from Disney watching this stream. Oh man, we're gonna come out with Disney phones, and you best believe they was to come out with some Disney phones. If Disney decide to come out with their own phone, bro, you're gonna have a lot of people buying Disney phones. Not me. To hell with Disney with they damn demonic sales. It's a lot of dark arts in the Disney industry. And Disney, man, they want to be a monopoly. They trying to acquire all the IPs they want. They being greedy. All the IPs Disney ever brought, they ruined. They ruined the Star Wars IP. They ruined in Marvel. What else they trying to get? They was trying to get. I heard they was trying to get their hands on anime. Oh, don't touch anime, Disney. Everything Disney touched, they ruined. Man, I know George Lucas, man, regret selling Star Wars to Disney. And if he want to buy it back, they ain't gonna let him. They ain't gonna sell it back to him. That damn devil Disney. I don't know. I don't even know who's the. Because I know Walt Disney, he been there, so I don't know who's in charge of the Disney rights and all that. Like, I don't know if Walt Disney had any descendants, whoever descended from Walt Disney. I don't know who controlled the assets and powers of Disney. I guess it's somebody in the Disney family, you know. But you already know they elite, they elitists. They elitists. But yeah, they part of the elite. But yeah, every IP Disney buy, they ruin it. They just ruining all the IPs. You know, I know George Lucas. Why, George? Why? Why, George, man? You didn't have to sell Star Wars. You should have hold on to Star Wars. That was your creation, George Lucas. Damn. Man, if you could have foresee the future, George, you wouldn't do it. I know you wouldn't do it. If you could have foresee the future, you wouldn't sell your IP to Disney. And I know Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, they ought to be rolling over in their graves, man. Because Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, they created most of the Marvel universe. Most of the Marvel superheroes you are fans of, they was created by Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. You know, and when Stan Lee passed away, man, that was sad for the Marvel universe. But I know them demonic devils at Disney, they probably was happy when he passed away so he could just ruin his legacy. All the legacy characters he created. Yep. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this stream up, man. I don't want to be on here any longer. Go ahead. Like I said, I just want to come on here and rant about the scalpers in a One Piece. And I'm sure I had about 45 people at the start, and they all dropped out, man. You know, see, most people, let me tell you all something, man. Most people, when they come to random live streams, they just come here to be nosy, man. They don't even say nothing. They don't even hit the like button. That's in all live streams. You know, people just coming through and just being nosy, and they just want to see what you got. You see, the real reason why people want you to show your face, because they want to see how you live. They want to see what you got in your house. They want to see how your setup look. You know, people just nosy, man. They got nothing better to do. They get upset when they just see an icon or a picture. But when you hear somebody's voice, you know, they get upset, man. I'd be like, how the hell you want to dictate me to show my face and you just your first time coming to the stream? I'm just speaking in general, man. God damn. Man, people you be surprised. I don't know if you ever dealt with that before, Malek Dome. Somebody coming to your stream saying, oh, show your face, man. Show your face. They trying to make demands and they never been to your live stream before. That's like somebody coming to your house and come and help themselves to the refrigerator without even saying, hey, or good afternoon, or not even addressing you, the head of the house. They just come in here and making their way at home. That's disrespectful. That's freaking disrespectful. The nerve for some of these viewers on YouTube. And I'm not even a big YouTuber like that. I'm nobody on this damn platform. I'm nobody. But I have the decency and common sense not to go to make demands of somebody. I don't care if they're a big YouTuber or a small YouTuber. I'm not going to go on somebody's live stream and say, hey, show your face, bro. Show your face. You know, making demands like that. And, you know, you got people like that. Some people, man, they ain't right. They ain't right in the head. You got people, it'd be their first time coming to your live stream, be like, mod me up, make me a mod. I'd be like, you didn't even been in the live stream for 5 minutes and you talking about make me a mod. Man, that's just demanding, man. I'll be like, say you got some weak-minded people, they'll make them a mod after somebody said that within 5 minutes and you'll never see them again. You'll never see them again. And when you take that wrench from them and they decide to come back, they want to get in their feelings. Oh man, why you remove my mod wrench? Why you remove my wrench? I'll tell you, man, that mod and wrench, that's how a lot of enemies was made on YouTube, because of that freaking wrench. A fucking digital wrench, man. A freaking wrench. Go buy your real wrench. A lot of these people that be bitching about a wrench on YouTube, they never even use a real wrench, and none of them have any tools at their house. You got some of these weak ass Negroes getting all in their feelings because you take their wrench from them, but they never even use a real wrench in real life to let alone have a damn tool kit, a toolbox. You know, you got a lot of bitch ass niggas on YouTube. They don't even have a toolbox, man. At least have a screwdriver, or at least have a Phillips. At least start off with something. Don't even own one piece of tool, but complaining about a digital wrench. Complaining about you take their wrench from on YouTube. They your enemy now. Now you know they gonna make a video about you, or they gonna do this. They gonna try to slander your name and shit. You know, never even use a damn real tool in real life. Probably don't even know how to tell the difference between a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver. You can't tell a difference from a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver, man. You're a dumbass. You something wrong with you. I'm just speaking. But you want to get mad when somebody take that wrench from you. You know, I'm just speaking in general because I see a lot of that going on YouTube, man. You got these content creators, man. You know, they do these mod purges, you know, because people come and go. People come and go. You know, but yeah. If somebody was to take a wrench, like say if I was a mod on somebody's channel and they take the wrench from me, I ain't gonna be mad. Shit, it is what it is. Shit, I could go buy me a real wrench. I'd rather have a real wrench than a damn YouTube wrench. If that make any sense, I'd rather go to Lowe's or Home Depot and buy me a real wrench than to have a damn fake ass YouTube digital wrench. Because I know that wrench I got from Lowe's is gonna be worth something. And it's something you can pass on to the next generation. It's something valuable. A wrench on YouTube ain't valuable. But if you go get a real wrench, yeah, I'm talking about a real wrench, any type of wrench, you know, a tool. I'm talking about a tool now, not the a real wrench. That's something worth something. That's something because that's something worth something. You know, I got a drill. Matter of fact, I don't know if y'all hear this. I got this tool bag right here. I got a drill up in here. I got some different type of bits you can put on the drill. It's a hyper tough. Man, I think I brought this 2 years ago. Yep. Got my drill up in here. And they go be like, why the hell you got a drill? Man, you never know when you're gonna need a damn drill. I think every man should have at least a drill in his house, man. I know. And you want to know what got me? You want to know what hyped me up to go get that drill? I kid you, it was a content creator. It was a content creator called Hokage Highlights. He in the gaming sector. A brother. I think his channel is called Hokage Highlights. He do gaming content. He review games. He play games, you know. And I just stumbled across one of his videos. I was bored. I was watching this video. He was talking about certain games that was coming out. He was getting on the grifters. He was bashing the grifters. You know how you have the grifters that trying to shame people for playing certain games. He was getting on them. And he was just talking about a drill. He was like, every man should have a drill in their house, man. If you're a grown ass man and you don't got a drill in your house, you need to check yourself. And I say, man, you know what? The brother owns to something, man. How the hell I got a few tools, even though you know, I'm in an apartment, I don't do home improvement stuff, you know, but still, you never know when you're gonna need a drill. Say if I want to go buy a new blind set or a curtains, I could use a drill to drill holes, you know. It's always good to have certain tools. You never know when you're gonna need, you know, because I got some screwdrivers, you know, I got a tape measure, I got box cutters, you know. Oh yeah. Yes, indeed. And I think every man should have at least a drill. And it's not a big drill neither. It's a basic drill. It's like a starter drill. Some people see that drill, they be like, oh man, you got your starter drill. And at least I got a goddamn drill. Shit, you got to start off somewhere. Shit. Shit, it be the same motherfuckers trying to roast that drill I got. Oh man, you got your hyper tough starter drill. And these motherfuckers don't even have a damn tool in their house. Make it make sense. Just say if I was to show the drill do a video showing the drill, you're going to have some people in the comment section, man. You're going to be like, man, you got your starter drill. And I'm going to reply, where your tools at, motherfucker? You probably only got a half a tool in your house. Shit. Yep. They going to be like, what the hell you got a drill? Shit. Yes, indeed. Matter of fact, let me see something. Matter of fact, y'all hear it? Hey, y'all thought I was bullshit. That's a hyper drum. It's a hyper tough drill. It's the size of a gun. It's like the size of a handgun. It's the size of a Glock or 9mm. I kid you not. It's like, and it got a light on it too. It got like a little light to help you guide. You know. Yeah, it's the size of a handgun. It's a hyper drum. It's a hyper tough drill. It's like a set. It came with like different drill bits. It came with some screwdrivers. Yeah, it got all different type of sets. Yeah, y'all thought I was bullshit. That's a drill. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that set was like on sale. I got it around like, I think that was 2 years ago. It was like around the holiday season. Cause you know they be having them good deals. I think it was like $49.99 for all that. Cause originally it was probably been higher, but yeah, I got it on good sale. Yep, it's a hyper. It come in a little carrying case. Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with, cause I ain't gonna lie, man. When I go to Lowe's, man, I don't know, cause I was never into tools. I guess cause I'm getting a little older, you know. I'm in my 40s, you know. And when I go to Lowe's or Home Depot, man, I get a natural high. It's like I like going to look at the tools now. Go look at different tools, you know. That's why I miss Sears, man. It's sad to see that Sears went under. Because if Sears would have still been in our mall, man, I probably would have gone chill up in Sears, man, just to go look at the tools and stuff, you know. Yeah. Now my dad, he got a lot of tools in his shed. He got a shed, he got a lot of tools up in there. Man, he probably got some tools. He been having some of them tools he got, but he probably been having them tools since I was a child. But that's how you're supposed to do it, man. You're not supposed to throw away tools. You're supposed to pass tools on, man. That's what tools were created for. You don't throw tools away. You pass it on to the next generation. Because it shows that the tools got value. You know, it's all about, and it shows that, and the tools going to appreciate you for it. It's about the energy. I know it may sound kind of weird and occultic, man. It's something about, it's something when you pass on tools, that energy. You passing on that energy and them tools to the next generation. And that's just going to make the tools be more stronger. And even if they kind of rusty, they still got worth because they got that experience. They got that. It been through the struggle with you. You know, they go be like, man, this nigga personifying tools, man. You know, he personifying tools now. Oh, well, but yeah, you're supposed to pass tools on to the next generation, man. But what if you can't find nobody, man? Well, try to at least pass them on to somebody, man, because you don't want, you know, you don't want to throw them away. The only way you probably throw tools away if they really destroyed or broken. But if you could pass them on to the next generation, try to pass them on, you know. Yeah. I'm just saying. But yeah, man, a lot of people just nosing on this app, man. It's YouTube. They just want to see how you live. They want to see what you got in your house. I'm just being real. I've been talked about that. Like, that's why people, the ones that saying that, show your face, man. They want to see what you're about. They want to see what you got in your house. They want to see how you carry yourself. They just nosy, man. They want to see how you look so you could probably find something to talk about or clown, you know, because people just weird like that. A lot of people weird, bro. There's a lot of weird people on the internet, man. Straight up. I would never go to a person's platform and say, hey, show your face, man. Show your face, woman. You know, I would never do that. That's disrespectful. No etiquette. No live stream etiquette. I'm calling a spade, man. I'll never do that, man. I don't care who it is. I don't care what walk of life they come from. If I go stumble across somebody live stream, nah. If they showing their face already, that's how they roll. I can't, you know, but. And another thing, and then you also got the content creators that do live streams and do panels. They won't allow you to come on your panel unless you show your face. Oh, you gotta come on. If you want to come on my panel, you gotta show your face. No, man, don't make people uncomfortable like that. You know, I understand you're getting a lot of trolls and stuff. Okay, you make them show their face behind the scenes before you put them on a panel. But no, you got the content creators, they be like, no, if you want to come on a live panel, you got to show your face while you're live on a panel. I'm like, nah, man, that's just weird. That's some weird. That's some narcissistic bullshit. No, that's some narcissistic bull crap. For real, for real. I'm just calling it out. I would never do that. Like when I used to do panels, man, I would never say you got to show your face when you come on my panel, you know, and I would never pressure people, ask them like deep personal questions and shit. I don't never do that shit because I keep that policy. I always like, you know, I don't want to know all your details about your life and shit unless you want to share them. But I advise you not to do that shit because you never know who's listening. And every intimate details you share about your life, man, they'll use that shit against you on YouTube because, you know, this social media shit is toxic. Yeah, it is. Big time toxic. You know, look what's been going on for the last few years on these YouTube streets, you know. The incident with Ringo and New Breed, now him and Brainwaves at it, allegedly. Well, he don't see it as a beef, he just calling out the bullshit. It's not a beef, really. It's not a beef. Ringo was just calling out the BS that Brainwaves was doing, copying them. And I've been, you know, because I keep my ears to the streets, you know, I watch everything, you know, and it's been going on for months. Brainwave's been copying Ringo, man. That shit is weird. Because I'm gonna be real, nobody knew who the fuck Brainwaves was. Nobody knew who Brainwaves was until New Breed, until the incident with New Breed, you know. And nobody really wasn't watching Brainwaves content unless he was talking about New Breed. This damn motherfucker made countless videos about New Breed, talking about chapter 10, chapter 2, writing the whole book. I'd be like, what the hell? As soon as New Breed went live, he making a video. I was like, God, there's a lot of weird ass niggas on YouTube, man. Grown ass men. Some of these motherfuckers got a whole family, man. They worrying about another man. Make any sense. That's some weird ass energy. You got a whole wife and children, but you worried about what another man doing on YouTube. That's some weird ass shit. You know? And just to show you, man, a lot of sodomites are married, you know. They always want to say, oh, a lot of single men on the deal. No, there's a lot of DL married men and a real sodom and true sodom and a lot of strong sodomites got families, you know. They sodomites on a slow. Yeah, they got a wife, yeah. They got a wife and children, but deep down inside, man, they infatuated with another man. That's some weird ass shit. A lot of weird ass niggas on YouTube, man. That's why I don't really be on here as much. I'd rather be a watcher. I'd rather just be a watcher, man, because this content creation, that shit'll drain your energy. You got trolls, and let me talk about these trolls. Let me get on these trolls. Yeah, I know women troll too, but most trolls are men. I'm just calling a spade a spade. I think most trolls are men, because a lot of women don't have time to troll like that. And I don't know what would make a woman troll another person. I think the only time a woman would troll a guy child is maybe if it's a ex or something, or maybe she just mad at somebody. I don't know, but most trolls are dudes, man. Most trolls are men. And I stand on that. I say about at least 85% of the trolls on the internet is dudes. It's maybe might be 5 or 10% trolls are women. Maybe less, but the majority of the trolls on the internet is dudes, man. And some of them, they could probably pose as a woman. They have a woman profile picture, you know, have a woman name, but it's a guy. It's a dude. Because some of these trolls, they some weird though. They weird, man. They weird like that. They weird. I had to deal with a few trolls before, like a few years back, man. I mean, I had one troll. This dude was weird as fuck, man, claiming he was from Chicago, calling himself the Chicago Hunker. This was a troll. It was a weird ass troll nigga. This dude was infatuated with me. I mean, I had to block many of his accounts. Calling himself the Chirac Honker, the Chicago Honker. He was, you know, he having a clown as his avatar. I mean, this shit, it was like way back, probably back like 2019, 2000. I say about around 2019, 2020. Yeah, this troll was a weird ass nigga, man. I mean, he was just going in on me. I mean, this dude was trolling me like he had a personal vendetta against me. I'd be like, what the hell I did to this weirdo? Like I say, these trolls are pathetic, man. They got nothing going on with themselves. They losers. You know, they some bum, broke ass buffoons. They got their life sucked. You know, their life sucks, so they gotta figure they go troll another person's channel and make them feel good about their sorry ass existence. Because that's the highlight of their pathetic ass lives, these trolls. Their life ain't shit. They're worse. They most of them are wasted sperm cells. The best part of them was when they daddy skirt them into their mom. That was the best part of them. But other than that, they some wasted sperm cells. A lot of these trolls. It may sound cold hearted and harsh, but that's just how I think about. That's what I think about these trolls. Because if you don't got nothing better to do with yourself, go harass another person's channel on YouTube, whether you're a man or a woman. That's sad, man. That's pathetic. And it's grown-ups doing this shit. I'm talking about people in their 40s and 50s trolling, man. But like, y'all supposed to know better, man. Y'all not even teenagers, man. Y'all not even children, man. Y'all not even in your 20s. Y'all middle-aged, damn near senior citizens doing this bullshit. You know? I'm just saying that, man. A lot of trolls are dudes. The majority of the trolls are dudes. It's men. There's a small percentage of women that troll. Now, the only way a woman will troll, if she go and troll another woman, she beefing with another woman, she'll probably troll against that woman. But normal trolls, man, that be dudes, man. They just be dudes. They got nothing better to do with themselves. They just some weirdos, man. They on some weird ass shit, you know. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. We had an hour and 22 minutes, man. I thank everybody for tuning in. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. I'll catch y'all on the next one.